It is the last official work day of the week, and this is today's Friday, of course, the second Friday in the month of December 2021. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. We look at those critical issues for you and we dissect them with the help of our panelists so that you can make better decisions and, of course, have some thoughts about what is happening in the country. Glad to have you join us again. It is still part of our morning show right here, the one we call Morning Spice, on the flow of God's own state. My name is Michael Oni. Well, there are issues, there are matters arising from the president's delay in the signing of the amended Electoral Act, and that we will be dissecting this morning on the platform on Flow FM. It is no longer news that the National Assembly has transmitted the Electoral Act Amendment Bill after it was signed into law. It was, of course, passed into law by the legislative, of course, awaiting the presidential assent, and the delay. There are confusions everywhere. The confusion is trailing the president's return of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill to the National Assembly. I know that got you worried there. That how will the president send it back to the National Assembly? Well, we will get there. It all started with a news yesterday, exclusive to the Sun newspaper. The Sun newspaper published it, and that has been anyways challenged by CSOs, the civil society organizations. I'm going to read through a bit of what the Daily Sun newspaper wrote yesterday on the national dailies, few days after Daily Sun exclusively reported that President Muhammadu Buhari may reject the Electoral Act Amendment Bill over the removal of indirect primaries from the document. The president has returned it to the National Assembly. This is even as Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State frowned on the infringement of parties' rights by the National Assembly. Uzodinma, in an exclusive interview with Daily Sun, said the removal of indirect primaries from the proposed amendment would render political parties powerless, especially those with low funds to finance direct primaries. A senator who spoke to Daily Sun, the senator was not revealed anyways, revealed that the bill was returned to the identity of the senator was not revealed, revealed that the bill was returned to the Senate and the House of Representatives in a letter addressed to the two principal officers. The source cited the president. The source said the president cited high cost of conducting direct primaries by the Independent National Electoral Commission, which according to him hovers around 500 billion naira. He said the president met with INEC chairman Professor Yakubu Mahmood, who briefed him on the dangers the law would pose to the conduct of elections in the coming months. So the president of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, and the Speaker of the House of Reps, Femi Gbajabiamila, are expected to read the content of the president's letter next week when the two chambers reconvene. That's about that. And that's actually generated a lot of reactions because after the Sun newspaper published that, the CSOs, the civil society organizations, came out and said it's fake news making the rounds, and they condemned it. The organizations condemned the rejection of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill by the president, published in one of the national dailies. According to them, the CSO made that statement yesterday. It was signed by the executive director, Adopt a Goal for Development Initiative, the convener, Rising New Voices, and other civil society organizations, and they called it a hatchet job, shameless and unfortunate to misinform Nigerians and mislead Mr. President. The organizations called on Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, the Press Council, the Nigerian Guild of Editors, and National Union of Journalists to investigate the Sun newspaper and also some online blogs for the lie, they called it lie, presented to the people. The statement read, "We woke up to this morning to the fake news headline by the Sun newspapers, which read Buhari rejects electoral bill. The hatchet job carried out by some crooked persons to misinform Nigerians and mislead the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is shameless and unfortunate." That's about that. So this morning, the confusion continued. This time, coming from the Vanguard newspaper, another reporter, of course, filed in the report, and it was published. saying that of course, there is confusion in the polity already because of that report by the Sun newspaper, and the spokesperson of the House of Representatives, anyways, denied that, and also the spokesperson of the Senate already denied it. The Senate spokesperson, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, said he's not aware of such. The president has not discussed anything with him on the matter. Just as the spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, said that the report in some sections of the media was false. At best, he said the report was the creation of some people trying to increase their lobbying skills to waken the heart of so many people that believe in the advocacy of the red primaries. Let's go straight to the conversation this morning. These are issues, I believe it affects you and I, because it is generally believed that the signing of that bill into law will strengthen our democracy. And was joining us this morning on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow FM, is Dr. Uduma Nate. Of course, he's a public affairs analyst. Glad to have you join us, Doctor. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, right. You're welcome. There are issues. I don't know how you want to react to the news that filtered into the media space yesterday that the president has rejected the electoral bill, although it has been denied by both chambers of the National Assembly.
You see, my attitude to the whole thing is coming this morning to begin to deliberate about things that we have not authenticated is still a rumor. No official letter from the presidency. Senate said they've not had. Red said they've not had. Well, it's a speculation. Let's just hope it remains a speculation, because for me, the implication of having direct primaries is a positive one on our electoral system. You understand?
Yes.
So I want us to see it as a speculation for now.
If you say we're seeing it as speculation, it was published by no other media organization than Sun newspaper, one of the respectable media organizations, a respectable newspaper in the country, and they said there is no smoke without fire. Should we call it a both, looking at the importance and of course what Nigerians will gain and the delay we are getting from Mr. President?
Well, to be honest with you, if the House, if the National Assembly are genuinely interested in having the direct primaries enshrined in our electoral law, if for any reason the president refuses assent, they have an option. Two-third majority of that House can veto the president and pass the bill into law, assuming there is a genuine willingness. But there is still a window. I think the president still has up to is it 19th or thereabout, about 9 days to assent to the bill. If he doesn't, and the House genuinely want that enshrined in our electoral law, they can veto the president. You understand?
I'm getting you.
Yes. Because I now see political angle to the whole thing. Because if he refuses to sign that bill, it can be assumed that the ruling party APC don't want direct primaries. That would be the interpretation of the people. But let us not conclude yet.
So, but what do you make of this political play? It seems suddenly the powers that be in court are kicking against this.
Exactly, the powers in court, like you said, will be kicking against it because it does not give them that power to single-handedly impose candidates on their party. Something they've been doing for years, for time, imposing puppets, imposing even criminals on the people. and at the end they negotiate and then get what they want to get. But the direct primary will not give such opportunity. In Nigeria, politics is business. It's buying and selling. So the powers that be, indirectly, directly or indirectly, are fighting against it because it will not give them opportunity for that. Let's pray it will not happen. But if it happens, that will just be a very big doom for our democracy. Because at the point we were jubilating, that was one of the best things we've gotten from the National Assembly.
Okay, let's move beyond the power play and among the political class now, between the governors, the senators, and also some other stakeholders in the political class, definitely. So let's look at the issue of practicability here. Do you think it is practicable, looking at the resources that might be...
Direct primaries has cost implications.
Exactly. On a very high side. Some are even peddling as much as 500 billion naira, which is on a very high side for a country that is battling with paucity of funds in the area.
It's not official. That cost angle is not official. People, you know, our people will just come up with figures and then blow it up and make it a national news. We all know that it will impose huge cost of funding the primaries. That is what we all know. But will you say because something is expensive and you know it's good for your people, you will not do it? What about democracy itself? Is democracy cheap? You understand? So do we now drop democracy because it's expensive? The answer is no. So everything that is good is expensive.
Okay.
Even the food we eat, if we want to eat quality food, it will cost you more money. If you want to get quality education, you will spend more money. Even the money they are preserving, what do they want to do with it? Let's even assume it costs all those billions, and we elect credible people that will represent our people. Parties are able to select the best, not based on people's sentiments and interests. Is anything wrong with that?
But the answer is we've seen some governors, their statement now, I can confirm, we've seen some governors already aligning themselves with that story, that news that the president has refused to sign the electoral bill. You know, I told you that there is no, at the start of this conversation, that there is no smoke without fire. The Sun newspaper will not just publish without doing their findings well. Now, the governor of Ebonyi State yesterday, David Umahi, he's the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, congratulated Mr. President for refusing to sign the electoral bill. He said, you see, when we are making laws, we have to look at all the factors. This is a country that when you are defeated in any primary, you refuse to accept defeat. Now, imagine the number of our local governments, 774. Imagine the number of wards. You now go to conduct primaries in all these wards, maybe for the president, and after that, the Senate and the rest of the positions. Even if you are doing all of them in one day, expect petitions by the number of political parties multiplied by the number of wards. So it will just truncate our democracy. That's his line of thought. We've seen other governors also supporting that, the likes of the governor of Imo State in the person of Hope Uzodinma. I don't know what you make of that. Is it still part of the power play we're talking about here?
Yeah. You see, you can already see the background of the people that are supporting that. Look at it this way. People tend to support every idea or initiative that's developed, and then kick against the initiatives, ideas, or laws that will not favor them. So the ones that are congratulating Mr. President for a job well done are the people who have seen what they will benefit from such decisions, not for the overall interest of Nigerians. What will benefit the overall interest of Nigerians is direct primaries, giving party men and women opportunity to select who will represent them, who will lead them, not giving a cabal opportunity to impose people on them. Refusing direct primary is giving the cabal, which which is everywhere, at the federal, state, LG, and everywhere, opportunity to impose people at their will and caprices. We have not moved. We've not moved anywhere in this country. We've not.
Okay.
We are waiting.
Just before I let you go this morning, do you see, because with the president's body language, he's yet to come out. I mean, by now, with the rumors being peddled, and you call it speculation, we should, by now, the handlers of Mr. President, I mean, in terms of media, should have come out with a statement. Maybe that is true or not, but yet we're yet to hear anything from the presidency. And also, we're yet to get confirmation. Maybe the president has refused that. But do you see the present National Assembly vetoing Mr. President? Vetoing that bill, rather?
It will be very difficult. It will be very difficult because the bulk of the people that would have made up that thought that is required to veto Mr. President are APC members.
But they were the one that put the law together, and they also passed the same law. They had the majority.
Yes, they were. I agree with you, but a lot of heat, pressure is now coming at the background by the same powers that be. Are you with me?
I'm getting you.
A lot of pressure are coming from all nooks and crannies of the country by the same power that be. Don't allow this to go. Don't allow this to go. So if you bring it up if you bring it up for vetoing, they will kill it.
Interesting.
That is the way I see it.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts this morning. I want to thank you so much for your analysis, Dr. Uduma Nnate. Do appreciate you. All right. You're welcome. Dr. Uduma is the DG of Abia North Political Project. It is still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of God's Own State. Of course, the conversation is still about this rejection of the Electoral Act Amendment bill that has been transmitted to the president for assent, and there are issues surrounding that. There was confusion in the polity, and yesterday over the president's refusal, it was reported anyways, that has not been confirmed, but the president refused to sign the Electoral Act Amendment bill. And of course, we've been doing this conversation, we've been having this conversation, dissecting this issue, the implication. We take a break now. When we return, we continue the conversation. I'm going to bring in another panelist on the program this morning before I throw the lines open. The platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. All right, thank you very much for staying tuned. Still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions right here on Flow 94.9 FM. The last edition for the week. The program runs every Monday, every Wednesday, and also every Friday right here on the Flow of God's Own State. And of course, we're looking at the president's refusal to sign the Electoral Act Amendment bill, as reported anyways. There are still speculations, and of course we're looking at the implication that was published by, exclusively reported by Daily Sun newspaper yesterday. Of course, reactions have continued to trail that report that of course was in the public yesterday through the Sun newspaper, although the spokesman of the House of Representatives and the Senate denied knowledge of Mr. President's rejection letter, as a host of federal legislators contacted on the matter kept quiet about it also. The president, as it stands, has up till December 19 to sign the bill into law, and if he refuses assent, the lawmakers with 2/3 majority can veto the president and pass the bill into law. Meanwhile, the ruling All Progressives Congress came out and said, well, the party would issue a detailed reaction after reading the report, but said it stands with Mr. President on the issue, just as the opposition People's Democratic Party said it would not react to speculations. Anyways, joining us this morning is Chief Raf Ebu. He's a regular on the program, and of course, a public affairs analyst. Chief, glad to have you join us. Good morning to you, and welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Mike, it's my pleasure to be with you, and then think of our great state.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again. I saw you on the podium yesterday.
Yes, I couldn't. I wanted to see you, but it was a very, very rowdy event.
Yes, it was a great.
Yeah, it was a great. Thank you very much. So let's talk about the issue on board. I'm sure you've seen it in the news. Will you align yourself with the CSOs that called that report by the Sun newspaper a hatchet job? A fake news.
Since it's not officially released, somebody is doing a job, and they don't want the president to do the right thing. I wonder why Nigerians should be fidgeting in taking the right step. Taking the right step should not be about cost. It should be about the right thing to do. I'm surprised that we are still talking about giving this nation a credible electoral process. What is the issue there? There are many things in that bill. The direct primaries, but even then the issue of direct primaries can be handled. There are so many other three things there that are vital for credible elections, including the direct primaries. So I will want to say, I will say that news may not be correct. Somebody's flying a kite. It's normal. It's normal, even in developed worlds, that some people who want certain interests could fly their kite and to see what that. But my urge will be that President Buhari should not bend. This country is bigger than every individual.
You're saying it is normal for a newspaper of that repute to be used in what Ben Kalu called lobbying. It is one of the strategies being used by those against that bill.
I've told you nothing is in a democracy. Nobody is wrong. They decided to fly a news. You don't know where they are coming from. So why do you call it? There's what they call it, flying a kite. The language didn't just come. But what our concern should be the intent. The intent, that should be our concern. The intent should be our concern now.
If the president doesn't have any ills against this bill that has been transmitted for a while now, and of course the window period will end on December 19, then why is the president still delaying the assent to that bill, a very important bill that will strengthen the democracy, according to some analysts?
It's not, if I want me to tell you the truth, let's say the truth and then heal ourselves of some of the ills that are plaguing us. It's not only the president that is afraid of a credible poll. About 85% of the political class are afraid of credible polls. The
president has nothing to lose. He's not going to be a president again after 2023. That we know.
We don't work that way. The president is leading the team. And everybody has said that they suspect there is a fear. There is a fear that the party may not outlive his tenure. And we are beginning to see it. You can see that having a primaries in that party is becoming costly. The heat is on. What we wouldn't have seen or envisaged this year is already happening. People saying they want to sack the caretaker committee. Others are saying if you do this, politicians from across APC are beginning to meet. Those are
is there a linkage between this Electoral Act Amendment bill in your analysis now this morning and the crisis rocking the All Progressives Congress? Is that what you're saying?
The truth is that all the parties, the party machinery has always been in the hands of a particular people who go ahead to perpetuate themselves by supplanting. You know, they have a way of supplanting themselves. And what has made it possible, and that is the truth, what has made it possible is the delegate system. All the governors, if you want us to say the truth, to an extent, senators and so on, they have boys. And you are going and you know who will appear. So you select the chairman, devoid of the party structure. The senator will put one there. That is why some governors will not allow them to even control. You remember the case of guy from Ikwan or the federal Ihedibo or something.
Yes.
What is the where Wike was telling us that he was so by the fact that he couldn't control his word. What did he want to do? He wants to put an assurance whereby if things were to be detected, he will command some level of bargaining chip. I'm using him as an example, but that is what happens all over the place. We hear and we heard clearly that in the case of APC, about 3 persons sat down and we are beginning to dictate who will take where. Part of the problem in APC Abia is that one man, I know the name, but it's not for me to say. I'm not in the field. Clearly giving instruction that this party structure must go somewhere. And they're able to do it because you pick delegates. Everywhere you want to strengthen democracy, it should be given, let the people, first the people, beginning from the ward. Yes, it's a cumbersome process, but that doesn't mean it's a bad system. Everything that has value is costly.
It is costly.
So,
it is costly, like you say. But do we have the money?
It's not even costly.
Not
costly.
As much as 500 billion naira being peddled by some persons as a cost of logistics.
That is what 500 billion is an account by enemies of Nigeria. Those who want to scuttle that bill from being signed. INEC has nothing to do classical direct primaries. It's just that Nigerians don't know because we have been entrapped in the system where we've come to see the delegate system as normal. What is a delegate system? Delegate system says you hold. America is showing us direct primary. Sorry, what direct primary is? What is it? Go to the people that own the party. Internal democracy. That is where the choice of sound leadership will start. So what does it entail? You want to contest for governorship, and we say let all the wards culminating in the local government speak on who you are. How do you do it? Nothing says. That's where credible, intelligent, sacrificial political engineering should start. How do you start? You can say in Abia has 17 local governments. Why don't we start early? On a day, 17th of, I'm giving an example, 17th of December, Iguano, hold your primaries. And every party leader will go there. It's a first and foremost a responsibility of the party leaders, not even the government. So the party leadership goes to Iguano on December 17th with its officials in every ward. Who will conduct it? It's just the ward leaders. Bring out people whose name can be found on party register. And we can give you papers. Say, what throw, who do you support? The same evening of December 17, you can say the whole of Ikwana, we can see where they are going, that the whole of Ikwana has voted for Afebu. I hope that will be a suitable example. then on the 18th, we can go to Umuahia North. I hope you get my
I'm getting
example.
you.
Yeah,
The way you're explaining and of course dissecting and analyzing this morning, it looks so cumbersome when you go to all the words before you get
the price you get gold on the surface. We are doing it so that people, what you have is oligarchy. Even you there, you are afraid to talk because you say some people will come for you. The people will come for you because they know they control the instruments of structures, not the people. The people want to hear your voice, but even you, why can you sometimes? I come to you and say, please, sir, don't go to her. No, I don't go that. So we must liberate the people. When you tie the freedom of the people, you tie the political destiny of the people. America does it. If you say you're popular, if you're 29, come out, no problem. Okay, let's go to the states one by one, and then have the people vote. And that's why you will hear in the Republican election they say Bush, Trump is leading Rumi. Rumi is a damn good millionaire, far richer than Trump. But you can see Trump coming with his wired new philosophy of white supremacy. It didn't cut on. And he threw all of them off balance. And that is the people's power. We may not like Trump, but then that is the people's choice. And he ruled for 4 years.
Is it not taking the power away from these political parties? Saying, well, as a political party, the party should have the power to decide whichever primaries they want to conduct, maybe direct or indirect. Now, this might be taking the power away from them.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you, these options, when we know what is good, why don't we go for it? What is democracy? Okay, what is the crux? What is the root? What is the foundation of any true democracy? The number one crux of democracy, the number one foundation is mass participation of the people. So when you say leave, we know it's bad. You say leave, and you are suffering. There is killing everywhere. There is unemployment. The youth are misbehaving, and we are blaming them. When you can't find them a job, you don't find them opportunity to actualize themselves. So we say let's do things before you want it to turn a civil war. Then before we take action. Nigeria has a penchant of wanting to run away from. They say we do, the people will die. Yes, sometimes. Initially, you lose some people because you close a gap. People will be dislocated, but you close for good. Not for people to die as a routine. That's something that has become a culture. So we need to confront our challenges. A problem, when you don't go against a problem, when you tolerate it, it will expand. Okay. So you're not taking away. Why will you leave when we know, it is clear, we have intellectuals, including me and you ordinary Nigerians. Which one will be sweeter? To give me power to bring my legislator, to give me power to produce my chairman? Look at what we are doing with local governments by imposing.
This looks like a power tussle and power play between the governors and the lawmakers. It looks like
very good, very good, nothing wrong. Very good, very good. It is the contradictions in every system, in every family, in every church, in every age grade that will produce the thesis. The thesis will always be good. If there is a struggle, because whatever is wrong, whatever is on a wrong foundation, it will throw up what we call the antithesis. The antitheses are the contradictions. It is the contradictions that will now push you to do the right thing, and that they are quarreling at last. Very good. Everybody that knows political engineering, the sociology of power, knows that it will come to that level. State police will come to that level because people are dying. Will they continue? In the next few months, they will make it. You can't run away from certain things when contradictions throw up themselves. If this fight between the governors and their representative in the National Assembly is there and is throwing up direct primary, so be it. Every contradiction will throw up a thesis, and every thesis will be progressive, at least for the time being.
Interesting. So, let's look at the gap being created by Mr. President's continued refusal. We can call it continued refusal because he's yet to assent to this bill. It looks like there is a lacuna now being created, especially that is to the advantage of those that are using the Sun newspaper as a strategy to lobby. Let's look at the implication of the continued.
Don't get on Sun. I don't have anything personal. I've told you newspapers can, including radios.
Okay.
Nothing wrong. But allow us when you will throw your kite without abusing anybody. When you throw your kite, that is why we should have departments of information and then the voice of a people. Now that they have thrown the kite, and we are saying, I write a column. If I had had this, I've been very busy. I will reply them and tell them nobody can stop this thing. Mr. President, you better sign it. There is no lacuna yet until the president after December 19th, because that is the law says he has 30 days.
Yes, correct.
If we shall be talking much more vociferously if after December 19th the president does not see any need. But that is what I'm talking. Power should return to the people. It used to be the motto of a popular political party in Nigeria. We said, power to the people. Now, why wouldn't the National Assembly that finds this law reasonable gather themselves irrespective of party? There should be an end to partisanship, and there should be a beginning to re-governance issues and processes. And this is one of such times. If the man says for any oligarchic reasons, because that is what I see, the indication that this thing won't fly was given by Malami. I will advise the president based on account of cost. Now they went INEC. Can't you see a very skewed, unpopular process? That House representing National Assembly, representing the people, have done everything. Then the president says he's seeking the opinion of a parastater. You see how we miss and mess up ourselves.
All right. Just
so
before I
if on the account of cost you are talking, I have said even it shows their own irresponsibility. I'm sorry to use hard words there because I'm getting angry with the Nigerian system.
Okay.
Now, what is the business at NEC there? Business of NEC is observation. Observation. They been in I want to believe they have all their staff in the local government. If you don't have, you find a way, and then end up with the final collection center, and that's what happened. You don't need, the parties don't need. It's just that we like to eat money, and I hate it with passion. Nobody says we can't do election with ordinary paper if we don't show character deficit.
Okay.
If we know that politics is service and that we are truly we want to catch up and give our people space to dance, what is there?
Okay.
Politics should be a game. Then we go there and stand. Give the people ordinary paper. In less than 1 hour, result is clear, and we announce correct results. It's just that we've turned politics to business. Nobody is longer watching. Nobody wants to go.
Just before I let you go, a very quick one. With this power tussle, this power play, that might lead to the refusal, or that will lead to the signing of this Electoral Act Amendment Bill by Mr. President, do you see the current set of lawmakers at the National Assembly vetoing Mr. President after December 19?
You have hinted of a war. Is a war of attrition or an internecine war? That is war that is internal among them, between them and their fellow elite, the governor. You hinted that is a fact. Because of their interest now, they now suddenly see that one man cannot superimpose himself on the process that should. So that is good. Now it's a bipartisan, to get to the point they got to it. It was a bipartisan approach, not so.
Definitely.
The members of
APC, PDP, and other political parties
members of the ruling party that are in majority. It could not have been possible if members of the ruling party did not subscribe to it. I know that PDP was against PDP song. Let us, for how long we will be choosing. So if they are patriotic, what is wrong?
Oh. Okay, unfortunately we didn't conclude the conversation. Hopefully we finalize our thoughts with Chief Rafegbu this morning before we throw the lines open on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions, right here on Flow 94.9 FM. All right. I was just getting your final thoughts before the network cut you off.
Before the devil tried to create a division.
Yes.
All right, I'm back. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying that it took them an all-party approach to get to the point of doing the deal and sending it to the president, okay? No matter, it's just a safeguard. If the president refuses and they have come to the conclusion, inevitable conclusion, that it is suitable for our health, and I say it's suitable, I am saying on my own it's suitable, and I'm saying it's not expensive, and I'm saying that the problems and where we are makes, so the president must sign. In fact, I'm anticipating that the president will give us a surprise. He will sign. We are only playing the drama. We know that there are powerful forces around him. Malami started it. I have mentioned that, saying cost. They've come up with the parastatal telling us 500. What is their role there? They don't have a role there.
All right.
It's a party thing. And it's not expensive. But the people are afraid of power being taken from them and given to the people that own power. Sovereignty resides with the people and not a few people.
I want to really thank you for your analysis this morning, Chief Rafegbu, for joining us on the platform on Flow FM. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike, the award winner. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. All right, let's get your reactions. What do you make of these issues of Electoral Act Amendment Bill still awaiting assent of Mr. President, and of course the power play, the power tussle as we speak? Of course, looking at that report, that news published by the Sun newspaper, and of course rejection of that news by CSOs. 0808 182 6949. 0811-605-2949. You can also drop messages on 0906-510-8289. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Michael.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Kenny calling from Asia Mosa.
All right.
Yeah, I sincerely want to thank Chief Rafegbu for his etymological analysis on this bill. Made us to understand the nitty-gritty, the basics of it. So we really understand it, and we appreciate him for that. I really want to appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Michael.
You're welcome, Mr. Madu Edward.
Yeah, thank you. Congratulations for the award you received yesterday.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a good thing. My name, Mr. Mado Edward, aka editor-in-chief like Iron Pillar. This morning, the Iron Pillar is calling you from the group of Oboto, Ali Kikinanzobo. Mr. Michael, based on the issues discussed, and I like how the Honorable said, he has already analyzed the whole things and bring it to a equilibrium of midst of to understand the area they are going. But there's something that I want to adjust into it. One thing is that Mr. President is delaying a lot of things that can help or bring synergy of understanding or a kind of bringing a gallop of joy to the Nigerians. We like to delay that. Had it been, it is something that of his opinion would have don't sign it up to them. Because you know that transmitting results are there. Free and fair is there. The reducing work of military are there. Things that can cause rigging are there. Then they're not first on the kind of direct and indirect primaries. Yes, direct primaries, APC have been practicalizing it. And they know how trouble they brought to them all these years they are doing it. That never bring peace to them. But one thing there is that because they are a party that has the leader, as we look at it, the case, it doesn't cause a lot of crisis. Had it been that APC is not a leading president in this country, you will see that there will be no peace. If you see what happened in Imo State during the time of Rocha Sokorocha and his son-in-law, you know what Gulag did? But because it's the power that is on board, they could take what president has taken as a decision.
All right.
But if they work on direct primaries, my dear, it will cause a very big problem because one thing is that it won't give exactly what they expected. So I like indirect, maybe they select a delegate. But the area I dislike on that delegate is because if they use it to reach some few people.
All right,
when
Mr. Madu, let's
whatever money they make,
others.
They use it for themselves. Doesn't near to other people.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
So what they get is that if they bring another solution for this way of nomination, let them do it. But if let Mr. President sign that in, it is necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the platform on Flow FM.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome. Good morning, Mr. Princewell.
Yes, thank you, my brother, for recognizing my voice. I still remember Mr. Princewell from Monachebo.
All right.
Mike, the two analysts in the studio, they have made my mind. They have made my day this day. They have spoken what I'm supposed to speak. They don't put a little into it. Had been a day that will expect every Nigerian to pay tax. Believe you me, the day would have scaled through, even through the presidency. I'm urging him, President, I know we'll be hearing, it is a hearsay. The one of the lawmakers says the bill has not, the rejection has not come to the office. So the government that are supporting the indirect primaries are saying that it has come to the office. Please, my President, use your good offices to ensure that this law, that's a separate law, please fall into the law. It will save us. Both direct primaries and electoral voting for our votes. Please, President, give us a New Year gift by signing it.
All right, Mr. Princewell. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mike.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Congratulations on your award.
Thank you so much.
Okay. It's Okafo Chinedum. I'm calling from Omai.
All right, Mr. Okafo.
Okay. When it comes to this Electoral Act amendment, more especially as it concerns direct primaries, I think the president is the one that has given the room for the media to be coming up both on the social media and on the air to talk about this bill the way they are doing it. Because had it been that he has assented to it or have signed it into law, all this information of rejecting and not rejecting wouldn't have come up. And I want to say that why is it that whatever that has to do with the people is not the concern of our leaders? Whatever that the people will benefit from, in fact, the masses are not in the picture at all. The leaders will always talk about their own interests when it comes to leadership. Please, let this law be signed into law because it will benefit every one of us. Thank you. That is my take this morning.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Mike.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Thank you. Happy Christmas.
Thank you. Same to you.
And my name is Raymond Wichi. I'm calling from Chukwuma Okpose in Ibise.
All right, Mr. Raymond.
Please, Mike, I want to congratulate you for your work yesterday.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Amen.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Raymond. I do appreciate. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael Udni.
Good morning to you. You're welcome.
Lawman.
Yeah, of course, Lawman the Prophet, you're welcome.
Hello?
Yes, Lawman the Prophet, you're welcome.
See, I don't know why there is so much resentment towards these direct primaries. I think the president said he wants.
If you can call back before we finalize the show this morning.
Hello,
good morning. Good morning to you.
My name is Chidebere. I'm calling from Ikotebele in Akwa Ibom State.
You're welcome, Mr. Chidebere, all the way from Akwa Ibom.
Yeah, thank you. My contribution is I don't see anything difficult. If truly they want a system that will bring the best into the position of leadership, why are they doing all these things? I am seeing it as they don't love to see us or to see our democracy move forward. They are copying America. This is the practice the way Americans are practicing it. Let us choose and not the few of them selecting and throwing those people to us when we will not have any option than to choose from among those they selected. Democracy is supposed to be government of the people. And for the people, but this one is the government of the people by the few and for the few. So this is my simple take. Let them sign it. Let us exercise our rights. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you very much for joining us all the way from Akwa Ibom State. Hello, good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning, Michael.
You're welcome. Good morning. Thank you for joining.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are now a serial winner.
I do appreciate
a serial award winner.
Away from a serial election loser.
Well, sir.
All right.
You say my notice the name I'm calling from Mumbai.
All right.
I listened to your first and second analysis you called. You know, they made their point so clear to Nigerians. You know, I keep saying that Nigerian politicians, 98.9 Nigerian politicians are there just for their selfish reasons. If the likes of Umahe could come out and defend whatever thing Mr. President is saying or against direct primaries, I don't think that politicians they are sincere in whatever thing they are doing. And my people are saying that you've done well. Why are you so scared of going for direct primaries? Why are you so scared of allowing Mr. President to sign electoral bill into act? They are busy telling us that they're going to spend so things. If that money is going to be much enough for the federal government, they should dip their hands in their security votes to bring part of the money that they've been receiving every month. I mean the governors, at this stage of the governors, both the Senate and the Federal House members, all of them should bring out the money to make sure that we embark on direct primaries. So it's a welcome development. But in Nigeria, nothing goes for nothing. Before he will still find a way to manipulate these direct primaries. That's why personally I'm scared of, because in Nigeria they have techniques, they have other things. In fact, it's only in the hands God's hands that which country will get what people are expecting the governments to be. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much for joining us. We do appreciate you for joining us online this morning on the program. Representative Benjamin Kalu also dropped a message on our Facebook page. He followed the conversation online. Thank you very much for joining. We do appreciate you. The program returns on Monday. Of course, the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions. We keep a tab on this story. And as we're following events concerning this, definitely, hopefully, the president will assent to this before December 19 window period. Thanks to my producer, Samson Eze and Tayo Akinloton, and also the guys behind the visuals on our Facebook page, Stanley and Chinedu. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. My name is Michael Oni.